No sound. There we go. Hi everybody. Welcome to another Monday live stream. Again, technical problem today stopped me from starting the stream at the usual time. My front camera decided that the battery was exhausted even if it was plugged in. I don't know why it did that, but rushed out, run the GoPro into my setup. We're here. It's gonna be fine. The image quality of the GoPro is not the way I want it to. The consoles look banned to you, but you still have a decent image. You still have sound, and we still have the top view. So basically, I can help you out with your wing. I can help you out with whatever question that you have that is sound related or anything that you guys want to talk about that is related. Hi everybody, hi to Philip, hi to Charlie from Texas. Hey, howdy mate, hi from Canada. No, that was the Australian accent, right? No, sorry, I'm not really good with accent and everything. Dawns of Dream 97, hey, what's up my man? Hey, what's up my man? Good to have you around, guys, good to have you back. Fred, hi Fred, welcome back. Good to have you back here with us today. Is it Zafar? Zafar. Wow. Okay. Hold on. Does already have... actually, hold on. Can I just put my computer screen a little more? There you go. Because you guys probably don't know what I have a computer screen right there. Right next to the camera so I can read your question. And if you have the YouTube view with the chat on the right side of the screen, it's going to show like if I'm watching at the chat with you when I'm looking down here at the chat. Okay, seriously. Hi to Rolf. Hi to Ivan. Hey, what's up? Thunderhub Sound. Hi. Hey, you made it this time. Good. Tobias, welcome. Hi from Germany. Hello from Canada. The lovely country, the best, most beautiful, biggest, almost, country in the world. A lot of 3 bear and beavers and moose here. But like pretty much everywhere else on the planet, we have sound console, we do have events. So for us, we're all citizens of the same live world of entertainment and sound. Okay. Hold on. Too many questions. Okay, let's go one at a time. The first one is from Don. Let's talk about direct out with the wing. I know they have 24 user out, but we need more. What do you mean you need more direct out? Okay, hold on. 2 things. Do you want to have more direct out or you want to have more user signal? Because that's 2 different things. Let's dive into the console, shall we? Let's go in the routing menu. Here. In the routing menu. Actually, let's go in output. I had some new lights and I cannot see the screen, so sorry guys if I'm gonna try to do this. Or should I do this? Is it gonna be better if I'm doing this? No, it's gonna be worse. Okay. Hold on. Let me get my stuff right. Oh, for somehow the screen look bent. Anyhow, you guys can see what I'm doing. It's all that matters. Okay. I'm gonna move that a little forward so you guys can hear me. I want to make the distinction here. Direct out is just, or usually, or historically, is just the sound of a preamplifier that you're sending out physically to something else. So if I really want to have direct out on the console, I will need more output. Something like the Stage Connect. I can come here and where is the Stage Connect? Is it on this side or on this side? Stage Connect, and I can assign to the Stage Connect output whatever input that I have coming from a snake. That will create direct out of anything in here, anything. Dente, it will take a preamp and send it to an output. this is what a direct out is. If we talk about the user signal, and user, where's that user signal? Or actually, it's the other way around. Sorry. Here we go. That would look something like this instead. But you get the idea. You take a preamp, sound of a preamplifier or a input, set the gain on it, and send it back out. This is direct out. If we want to go user signal is a different beast because you can choose the tap point for that. It's not just a preamp, it's a full-on channel strip that you can send from the user signal. So it's, again, two different things. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I should notice this. We have Chris Greco as a new member of the channel. This is your first time as a member, Chris, right? I didn't know you subscribed as a member. Thank you very much, Chris. Really appreciate the fact that you hang out with us almost every week. Yeah, great news. Okay. So, direct out, I would love to have more. No direct out. User signal, I would love to have more user signal, and I just don't get why we don't have the option to get more user signal. There is no reason, I believe, to lock us under 24. Maybe there's something that I don't see, but I want your opinion, guys, on what's happening with that. Okay, about the Dente setup from Ralph. What's happening with that? I don't know. I didn't have time to set up a router. I got my Dente stuff working now. If you guys saw a couple weeks ago, I did a random live stream where I just play around with Dente until I make it work. It took me like an hour to figure stuff out. Figure it out. It's working. This is where I'm at. I didn't have time to stop and work on that because this week, I usually do a quick wrap-up of my life every week. Not that it matters to you, but usually you guys don't show up that early on the stream, so I have to, take some time for you guys to show up. I just love the fact that you guys all showed up early today. Thank you. Okay. What happened with that this week? This is why I'm busy, because I did 7 shows in 6 days. I did one rock and roll gig with my friend Simon in the afternoon somewhere, got into my car, got back into downtown Montreal, did a gig with a band, kind of gig that where we're setting up at 5, doors were at 7, small bar gig, something that I would usually say no, but those guys are my friend, longtime friends. Some of the musicians in that band were working together in other bands, so I just helped them out. They're called Sucker Punch. It's a new pop punk band, if you guys follow these trends. New pop punk band, Blink 182-ish type of stuff. And they're getting a really good following so far. They're probably going to make it really big. They have a really good song. And even if I don't usually do the 100 people closet with 2 speaker on stand, I just went out and did the best I could with these guys. So did 2 gigs in one day, then after that a gig a day with some really cool band. I'm doing also more and more gigging on in-ears, so I'm working on my in-ear skill as we speak, and I'm probably gonna do a couple more. Maybe I should vlog that, but I'm still I don't really want to bring out the camera yet. I'm new with these guys, and this is a relatively high-profile band for Quebec. Some people will call them local band, but it's a local band that has been rolling for 25 years, and on an hour and a half of set, this is like something like 20 songs. There's like 18 of them that were number 1 on the radio, so it's a big deal for me. It's a big deal for me, and I want to, play it safe with these guys and don't start to show the GoPro in their face. I want to give it some time, but someday. Actually, I had an idea with the backline guy. Maybe one day I will bring the GoPro, my laptop, and I will stream from the console, from behind me. You guys will see the mix, and I will have also the cue sound, the solo sound sent to the mix, so we can do a real live gig together, and you guys will see what I'm doing. Maybe I will try to do it in a 2 apart, like one from the sound check, take some time off, and bring you guys back to the show. If I do it in a vlog, I feel that it's going to be too long, and I really want to interact with you guys. This is the thing that I like about doing live streams. So if I can interact with you guys, I will probably bring you guys along to do a full-on live show. Okay, more with some question. I saw somebody's from India. Okay, cool. India it's a really nice place. Maybe I will never have the chance to visit, but one day maybe. If I ever end up touring with a band and go to India, I would love to go there. It's really different from what we have here in Canada, and I'm always open to that kind of discovering stuff. What else? Daryl, hello from Washington, D.C. Welcome. I'm from Canada, Montreal, Canada. We're just a couple hours away, around like an 8-hour drive away. Okay, from Don. To be able to send a processed signal, the processed signal to the P16, DP4. Okay, so how would you do that? If you want to send the processed signal to P16 or DP48, I don't think you can send to DP48. I think DP48 you have to mix them. But for P16, you would need to use user signal, but you have 24 of these and only 16 output or 16 input available on the P16. That would be one way to work. You will have a couple more user signal to do other stuff. But for DP48, yes, definitely you cannot send 48 process channel to that. But if you have a DP48, I would say just let everybody do their own mix. Let everybody do their own inner mix. I think that will cut it. Otherwise, it just right off the mic yeah. But can you? Okay, I need some DP48 expert here, guys. Can you EQ and compress on the DP48? I believe you can. I believe you can at least EQ and maybe compress. Help me out. Pancho, hey, what's up? Good afternoon. Always good to have you around, Pancho. You always ask some really interesting question. Chris, you're getting busy again. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a tough end of the year to me. Christmas parties are currently calling to do event and stuff like that, and I'm just so busy right now. I don't even want to talk about it. Rolf, you got a really good suggestion here. Sorry, guys, I don't speak English today. Rolf got a really interesting suggestion here to add bus as manipulated or processed output. That would be one way to do it, especially if you have P16. If you're doing P16, you can sacrifice a couple user signal for some stuff, like let's say for a lead vocal, you don't want to send that into a bus, but let's say that your drums, you probably want to send out a drum bus. So send out your drum bus. That will do it. That will cut it. Send out a drum bus to the P16 because you cannot have everything. Or if you can have everything, it's because your band is under 16 input and, use a user signal or other option. But yeah, definitely if on the topic of user signal, I want to have more user signal. I believe we don't have enough. And please, I want to hear you guys out. Why do you think we're limited to 24? Is it a processing thing? Maybe. Is it a marketing roadblock for some reason that it will go on to, it will open up too much for something? Give me your idea. What else? Stage Connect is line signal input, no mic. Exactly, Ivan. There is no preamp on the Stage Connect stuff. It's just like, it's really good for your wireless, because most of the time, let's face it, I'm running them on line level, and most of the time with Good Singer, I don't bump the gain. I just leave it to 0 or maybe 6 dB, but I'm really comfortable using the trim for that, using 6 dB of digital gain on something like a vocal like that. That's just fine, you know. You're doing it on a lot of console, you just don't know. Like stuff like the Yamaha QL CL is just a pad. It worked the other way around. It's a 3-step preamp physical, and you have a digital pad on it. Or is it increasing gain? I don't remember. But yeah, you're doing it on Yamaha. It's one way or the other. It's either a preamp and you add extra digital gain until you reach the other step with the preamp. Then it's just, you physically hear something happening in the preamp when you pass one number. It's fine. It's just fine for that. Steam's Recording Studio, thanks for the vinyl wrap ID. Hey, because he sent me an email asking me about the armrest here on the wing, what to do with it when it gets scratched. Mine is really beat up. I don't think you can see it on the camera now because the GoPro is really the low definition, but mine is really beat up, and I have a friend of mine who had some leftover carbon fiber style vinyl wrap. So I'm just gonna take that off at some point, put a piece of vinyl wrap on it, screw it back in, call it a day, and after that, changing the vinyl wrap if it ever gets beating up. But mostly, vinyl wrap, I think, is a good idea for that. Don't forget, you can have up to 3 separate streams of P16 via the 3 AES50 streams. With 3 stage bucks, could you do that? I believe you could. I believe this is one way to do it. I would go DP48 if I were to go with that option, because even if you could have 3 different streams. There is some key stuff that everybody wants to have. Everybody wants to have the kick snare, and everybody wants to have the drum if you're doing a band. Everybody wants to have the lead singer if you're doing a band. So, yeah, maybe. I don't know. What else? Okay, the DP48 has reverb, as EQ, and compression. So you can basically use the DP48 as a small mixer. Let's say the other day, actually yesterday, I was supposed to do 2 shows yesterday, only did 1, and thanks God I did that, because I've never made it on time for the sound check. I did like a small wedding, like a small private wedding with a singer and a guitar player, and I was supposed to go to another bar show to help out some friends, but anyhow, let's say for my small gig, could I have done like a 4 input gig with minimal EQ? Most of the time I'm running, yesterday it was a single speaker on a stand, 2 monitor, 1 with guitar, 1 with lead vocal, and that was about it. I did the mix at the front with a small reverb, and actually I did it with my audio interface. I have a Audient ID44 that has 4 input. I did it with that. No EQ, just low cut on the interface itself, and the guitar player has those brown acoustic guitar preamp. So if needed, I would have asked him to EQ his guitar out, but he already did. And it was just a 58, beta 58 on a female singer. I just put a low cut on it, and it was a little, I wanted to cut a little bit of 250 hertz on it, but I'll just live with it. And on the back of that speaker had a little EQ, like a small 3-band EQ. So I cut out a little bit of mid-range from there and call it a day. Can I do this with a DP48? If I can, maybe for small event, because I'm looking for something for like really small event where I don't want to bring, something huge like my DL251 X32 core. I just want, a little bit of processing, maybe one reverb, even if I don't have choice of reverb, if I can set the decay and everything. Oh, Flow 8. Really good call. The Flow 8 could be a really good option for that. Interesting. But the DP48, I can also use it as a standalone drum mixer. Let's say that I wanted to give it to a drummer. He could plug his in-ear into that. Okay, well, I'll check out the Flow 8. Actually, I would like to do a review on it if anybody has that power, but I don't think so. I don't think it will happen. We'll see. I've missed a couple of your comments in the chat, guys. Let me catch up. Don't worry about power. Don't you worry about powered speaker being rained on, or does the foam in the grill keep the water out? I do worry about the water in my speaker, but when it depends. If we're talking about small plastic monitor, no, they're not made to be outside. If we're talking about full-on professional line array, no worry, they're made for that. They know in the design, when you're setting up a festival that's going to be there for a week, at some point that you're going to have to face moisture of any kind. It could be just the difference between the day and the night, or it could be raining for a couple of days. And the PA should survive that kind of stuff. It should be able to do it. So I don't really care about water. If it's just portable stuff, I just, bring it in. Otherwise, I try to avoid. Powered speaker. Mostly worry about the amp. They have a cover, but they can overheat. If the rain is blowing, okay. Did I miss something in the chat about the rain, guys? Probably did, right? Yeah, as long as the cone doesn't get wet. As long as the cone or the horn doesn't get wet, like Thunderhouse had, it should be fine. I mean, it's cardboard. It's cardboard at some point, so it's going to react some way. Most of the amplifier are covered. Thinking about PA that I've seen that have rain cover, something like the HDL20 from RCF is something that I'm really familiar with. They have a small cover for the connector in the back for the EQ, not the EQ, the processing and the input and the power. So the rain just doesn't drop in there. The rain will get to the 8 sync, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's not getting into that speaker box, and that box is made out of plastic, really thick plastic, so it should be water resistant at least. That PA, I know has been in the rain a couple times, and it's been just fine as long as the water, as long as you don't put it underwater, the component should be fine. Okay, slowly catching up. Any info from folks from Behringer about FlexBus, reusing matrices as FXN or monitor feeds, something like on Midas Pro? Maybe best solution to use the X32 rack as monitor mix. I don't think they want to expand on the X32 rack, honestly. I didn't have any feedback on that at all, but yeah, I could definitely see why, but nope, not Nope, nothing. And I'm pretty sure the X32 rack is a closed environment in the sense of they are not going to turn the matrices as bus like we used to do on M7CL or other console like the Midas, that you can have your matrix. You could send an input pre-fader to matrix out, so it's basically become the console turned from 16 bus to 24 if you count the matrices. Who knows? Can you help me with the best reverb for vocal and drums? I can tell you what I like. What is the best is up to your standard in your room and where you mix. Most of the time, let's dive into the console a little bit. Most of the time when it comes to reverb, I'm a huge fan of the blue plate or the plate reverb. It's called the blue plate on the X32. It's called the plate reverb on it's called the plate reverb on the it's called blue plate, sorry. I should read plate reverb here. It's called the blue plate here on top. The default setting for that usually is fine for me. And for drums, I like to experiment with where is it? I don't think I have it on this show, so I'm gonna set it up. It's the VSS. You guys know the VSS tree. And I experiment with some preset. I just let's start with something that says drum plate stuff, load. Usually I just try a couple of reverb, found something that sound good for the room, for the drum that I have, and call it a day. I'm usually setting it up on a bus, so I take a bus, insert that on the second input of that bus, and send my drum to the level that I want to have reverb on them into that bus. And also make sure that your bus is going into the main out like this. That's my two favorite, or my first go-to effect for vocal and drums. Best? I don't know. I don't know what is the best. What is the best for you? You need to try and figure out some stuff. What do you like? Because I'm a rock and roll guy. I'm doing a lot of rock band, so I have a more low mid-rangey, powerful attack, not too brittle. I don't like vocal. I don't like pop vocal that really are sibling and stuff like that and has a lot of definition. I'm more into the lower range. I don't know how to describe it, but I have a really rock and roll approach to all that stuff. So it's just my opinion. But these usually work fine with everything. The blue plate and the VSS on drum is usually what's worked. Just figure out which one of the preset in the VSS that you like. What else? For small event, the answer is the MR18 or the... Yeah, but now they're not available. You cannot buy them right now in Canada. So I don't know if ever... Maybe I will not go back to the XR18 because I had one for a while and I don't know what happened with this mixer, but I feel like I hear a difference when doing the same band with the MR18. It's not... There's something wrong with it. Well, not wrong. It's not sounding as good as the X32, I believe. My personal opinion. Or I can get better result with the X32. It's not bad. It's doing its job. It's more than fine for a lot of stuff. But I would try, if possible, the Midas version. Maybe it's going to sound up to par. The MR18 power supply doesn't have much headroom. And it's noisier because the circuit layout. Okay, I didn't know. But I'm looking maybe for something smaller. Maybe the MR12. if if they release the same, the same family of mixer under the Midas brand. But if not, maybe the small Behringer one, the smaller MR X or XR series would do it, or the Flow 8. I think the Flow 8 will be good. The MR18 definitely sound better than the XR18. Okay. I don't know why. My experience with the MR or the XR18 were it's fine. It's doing the job. But I had that as my in-ear rig when I had a cover band, and I replaced it really fast with an X32 rack because the flexibility of it, and it just sounded better, way better. What's going on with Behringer? It's been really quiet from them for a while. I don't know. I used to be in touch with them a little more than I was at some point, and dead silent since then. Since this summer, actually. Had a couple email with people there, and not Behringer, Music Tribe, but no reply, no nothing. We'll see. Maybe they're working on something big, and this is why they've been quiet. A lot of companies do that. They go quiet for a while because of the Facebook algorithm and Instagram algorithm. When it's a while that you didn't post anything, they try to push you a little bit more, and if people grab onto these posts, they push it a little more. The Facebook algorithm tried to do more. They want to hook you up. So if there's something that a lot of people seems to find interesting, it will push it to keep you interested into the platform, not really the post. The idea is the platform want to keep you locked in, basically. So maybe they are on purpose quiet, and some cool stuff gonna come out soon. Who knows? I don't. From Pancho, I've been using the Sennheiser the G4. Yeah, okay, decent stuff. And the band keep peaking the transmitter out. Yellow screen goes red. Yes. Any idea how to keep the peaks down in the IEM? Okay, my first question is, I have a couple Sennheiser. Saturday, I set up some really old G2 Sennheiser that are in a good frequency range here for North America. And the first thing that I did was to go into the setting menu, turn down the input level to minus 24 dB because it's on weird bumps. You can basically put a pad on the input from 0. I think it's -6, -16, and -24. Could be wrong on the number. It could be 0, 8, 16, 24, which would make more sense. But I set it to -24. That way you're going to clip the bus. You're going to clip the console bus before you clip the transmitter. And also what I do is I'm using the pink noise or a tone generator, and I send a tone generator into at 0 dB from the bus into those in-ear monitor, and I make sure that I clip pretty much at the same spot. So that way, when it's clipping on the console, it's going to clip the in-ear. Everything's going to be pretty much balanced level-wise with that. So the band won't clip their bus, or if they do that, if they clip their bus, it's because their pack is not loud enough. Tell them to raise their pack, drop everything in the mix so it doesn't clip out. And yeah, basically you have to tell them how to manage their gain, because gain staging, this is something that I've spoke about a lot. Make sure that everything you send doesn't clip your bus and doesn't clip your in-ear if your gain staging is done right, meaning you didn't push everything up to 10, push your bus up to 10 and write your pack at 0.1 and it's clipping. What you do is you bring everything a little below 0, 0 dB, nominal, call it whatever. And you make sure that this total amount of your mix do not exceed, let's say, minus 12 dB, VU meter. And you also send that into your in-ear and make sure it's around minus 12 dB on your input level. And they should have plenty of volume to work with on their in-ear pack. And they should have enough volume, and nothing should be clipping. They should have headroom. It should sound good. Should. After that, it's up to the mixer. Yeah. Ivan had typo. Any info for wing update for more bus SAN except 16? No, not at all. Never. No clue, and I don't think they will ever move that out because 16 stereo bus is already a lot. Let's be honest. If you're doing gigs where you need more than 16 stereo in-ear or monitor, because 16 bus is like 16 floor monitor on a stage or in-ear or any of both combined. So let's say that's like 24 people on a stage. If you have monitor for, let's say a choir, a band, people with in-ear, that's a lot of people. That's a lot. I think it's within the limitation of what they want to have covered with this console. I don't think they will ever do that. What they could do is in the bus section, they can give us access to more than the matrices. Am I on the bus? No, I'm on a DCA here. Hold on, let me move the coffee. Okay. What they could do is having more bus here. You could choose if you want to have matrices or bus. But I don't think that will ever happen. And yeah, basically. I'm using bus send for effects. How many effects are you running? Usually on live gig, when I go crazy, I'm going with 3. So that's a delay, a vocal reverb, drum reverb, and maybe another one for instrument. But usually I don't go more than 4. Usually. If I'm not doing, if I were to do really big choir or string instrument, 4 is usually what I go for. So that leaves 12 bus for in-ear and monitor. Usually it's fine. I don't think they want to. Again, I think they want to keep it for a business. They want to keep the console into that ballpark. Because let's face it, if we say, okay, well, you can get up to 24 stereo bus. You can up to 24 stereo bus. So that's 48 output. After that, what is the limit? Let's say, okay, I want to have 56 then. Because somebody gonna find a way to say that you need 56 stereo bus for whatever. So, I don't know. But yeah, I get why. And I get that some console do it, but I think they want to keep it, in that market. Let's talk about feature. Ooh, Pancho. Sorry, Pancho just dropped a bomb here. SD8, DP48. Interesting. Really interesting. Because I can use the SD8 as extra physical input for my wing. And when I don't want to get the wing out, I can just do a quick mix on the DP48. Interesting. I would need to look down on the cost of that. That makes a lot of sense. Couple input, couple output, single Cat 5 in between both. Maybe you're onto something. Thank you very much, Pancho, for that. Okay, let's talk about the feature requests. Wet and dry control on the user assignable page for the effects rack. I think the request was made. I don't know what's the state of that is, but I think the request was made, and it was debated that yes, it would make some kind of sense to have, your wet dry on a user knob for a snare. Let's say that on some song you want to have way more control over. You want to have more reverb on your snare for a single song, and you can just bump it one notch. I get it. I use a tree spare main bus for effects to get back some bus. Really interesting idea. Oh, makes total sense. If you send everything to a matrix, let's go take a look at that just for fun. You take your bus, you send it into a matrix, all your bus into that matrix, and you can use it as vocal subgroup with a reverb on it. And the question is, can you here have a reverb with a wet dry? Yes, you can. So you could have you can make vocal bus or drum bus or whatever, apply a full reverb on it, and have some physical on-off insert enable disable between the song. Because usually I mute my effect in between the song. So, yeah, I can definitely have that. Interesting. Maybe I'm going to use that. Really, really interesting idea, opening up a lot of possibility, and it's keeping your 16 bus clean. The only thing I believe you cannot do is send that back into monitor or in-ears. No, you cannot. Okay. You would, let's say if your band want to have reverb in their ears, you would have to sacrifice a bus that you can. Let's say you take bus 16 and your in-ears are in the first 8 bus. They could have that. Really interesting. I'm definitely going to try that. Okay. And yeah, it's also giving you another layer of effects possibility on your matrix. That way you can, have some more stuff on your matrix. It's a really good idea. Really, really good idea. With Wing NEX32 as a monitor mixer, you can use some Wing. You can use some from Wing and the rest and give you a lot of sends. Sorry, I'm out of context here, Poncho, but okay. And also just insert directly into the house group for drum, vocal, and horns to save bus and the wet dry control. Okay. Ivan, your effect that you're using. It's a vocal reverb, drum plate, vox delay, and percussion. Oh, okay, so if you have percussion or acoustic guitar, you can use and all. This is what I usually do. You have to be sure that the SDA can be clock source. Really interesting question. I don't know if it can be a clock source. You guys have some really interesting idea. Thomas, coffee on desk. Well, I like to live dangerously. No, seriously. Just because I don't have any table in that setup. So I would like to have my coffee here, but nah, I feel I trust myself. I almost spilled coffee on the console once, but they call it a mixing desk. Is it a desk too? Can I put my coffee on a desk? I know I would trust myself with my console. I know I would never let anybody do this on my desk, and I would never do this on anybody's desk. But this is my toys. I'm not much into that mentality of this is my toys, but I'm trusting myself with it, and yeah, basically, that's it. I just trust myself. What else? Donnie got some really, really cool idea. And if you use the bus on Matrix, if you use the sub on a Matrix, tape off the main first, pre-EQ, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay. Set it up you could, if I were to run that setup with multiple group and reverb on it, I would use the matrices and use the speaker manager to manage subs. After that, I would use the matrix as a recording source with the effects, with everything, not EQing into the matrix, and not EQing into the main, but using the matrix for that part. Fred, I was willing to use my X32R as a stage box. I'm a little short in inputs. I put my M80, the PreSonus, before the 6. Okay. My problem is I can't adjust the gain on the aux in on the on the X32 rack, even if you set it as remote. I would need to double check the software, but you can set the gain to be the preamp to be remote control from AS50A, whatever. But you cannot. I don't believe that the auxes are set into that because it's not gain, it's trim. It's only a trim. I don't think you can. Not the way that the console is working now. I think you would need to set the gain manually on the rack. Then you will have, some decent stuff. But if you have preamp, yeah, the auxes are local trim only. Okay, so if you set your preamp if you say you need to set your gain somewhere else or physically on the rack, use the trim. But yeah, I can see why it can cause problem. They need to make this box work with the MR2. No, the MR and XR18 are their own thing, and they're made. They think about pretty much everything, so you cannot extend them more than what they are. And it's fine, because it's a business decision. Competing products against themselves. If you are in the market for an MR18, they want you to miss out a little bit on the X32. If you are in the market for an X32 or a wing, you need to take a decision. And one, they don't want to have two products that are doing the same thing. The MR18 is fine. It's one of the best monitor console or bar console that you can ever get. Get a router, get an external router. Please do not trust those router in there. They do not work. They gave me a hard time. I almost canceled the show because I was not able to opening up or unmute my console before a gig. So get an external router. The built-in one is just good for you to start the console the first time, know it's working, and get an external one. Other than that, that thing is perfect. For the price, the footprint, it's great. What else? What else you guys want to talk about? It's fun today. You guys just throwing a lot at me. I'm really, really down with that. Keep that coming. I can only play with the wing and the trim. The trim and the wing. Do you have any solution for this? It would actually be the same thing. If you set your gain on the other device, on your the M80, I believe is a preamp, right? It's an external preamp. If you set your gain there, you can only play with the trim, but playing with the trim inside the rack or playing with the trim in the wing, the result will be the same. It will be digital gain increase on your M80. I don't know what an M80 is. I just don't see it, but I'm going to guess it's preamp. So if you set your gain on average with that, you would need to fine tune with the trim from the wing. That's going to work. Yeah, that's going to work. That will be the solution for now. But you're extending, you're pushing your luck a little bit. Not that it's not really designed, and it's not really designed to go that way. So hold on. What's going on here? Okay, what I mean is the DN4816U take Ultranet out from the MR18, okay, or XR18, feed to DP48 up 4, okay. You can use DP48 with the MR8, yes, oh, okay. We have to verify if the UB4 can be clock source or DP can be own clock, but yeah. Okay, I'm not into... Well, I don't have all the physical component of that set up to try it out. Somebody else will have to do that, because as much as I would like to, you guys would laugh at the amount of money that I can get from a good video on YouTube, so I cannot justify buying all those components. And I do not know anybody who has them, so I can not have access to them to do a review just for fun. If I had... if I have 20 times more subscriber and you guys would watch like way more than I do, I would get it. It's like the same kind of people that the same YouTuber that bought Mac Pro when they came out, because the video review of that Mac Pro that you made, if you had, let's say, 100,000 subscriber and you reach like 1 million view on that video, because people were you're know enough that the algorithm's got to push you, and people want to have different people's opinion on Mac Pro and if they should buy them or not. Just the fact that people are watching that is going to pay for the Mac Pro itself. That makes sense, but I'm nowhere near that at the moment. I would love to review different console. I got the Wing here, but I would love to review an SQ5 or another PreSonus stuff, or any competition of the Wing or bigger console than that, but I do not have the reach. All those video, I do not have the reach to get these console in my hand just as a review unit, and I'm not big enough on YouTube to justify any of that. Yeah, maybe in the future that will come. What else? What else? I also tried this with the DN4816U. So it's the output MR18 as a stage box for the Wing via the stage. Oh no, it's the DP4816U is the USB. Not the USB. It's the converter from AAS to ArtNet, right? That's it. Okay, question from a lovely member. This is I'm gonna do a little bit of segue here to say thank you very much to everybody who subscribed to the channel as a member. if you guys want to support me a little bit in what I do. Every member give me a couple pennies a month to help me going with this, justify buying new lights, because today I have new lights. You guys don't see them. Well, you don't really see them, but I have two lights over there and there. And usually with my decent, good camera, you can see that there is a better lighting in my studio. Yeah, it just helped me justify some purchase and keep going with this and not being a total loss of money. Even if I have fun doing this, I just try to, have my hobby not costing me too much overall. So if you guys want to support me a little bit of what I do and help me get some better gear, maybe one day get a Ventus from Allen and Neat, even if I'm not a fan from the get-go of Allen and Neat, I never was. I don't mind reviewing it. Maybe I will be surprised. Maybe I will be amazed by it. But judging by the comments so far, who knows? We'll talk about this later. If you guys want to help me grow, like this video, subscribe to the channel, watch my video, send it to a friend, subscribe as a member, or subscribe as a super member if you want to have one-on-one time with me every month. Every super member can request 1 hour of video conference. I don't know, how should we call this? Video conversation with me every month. So if you are a super member, thank you very much. Don, really appreciate that, man. That sticker means a lot to me. Thank you very much. So yeah, if you guys want to support me a little bit, I really, really appreciate it. You have no idea. And the bigger we grow, the bigger leverage I will have to give you guys some opinion about this stuff or help you guys out about this stuff. Because eventually I want to move on from the wing. The videos that are there will stay there forever. They will be good resources for everybody who still has a wing. I want to grow the channel over just a single console eventually. I really want to go over the HD96 Air. That thing is costly. It's going to cost like 10 grand US. So a little more for me, Canadian. But I need to grow. I'm not going to stick to the wing my whole life. So help me guys, help me grow. You guys will eventually grow too. You at some point want to upgrade from the wing, even if as we speak it's the best bang for the buck console I believe on the market. Who knows what's going to come out next. We'll see. Okay, I'm going to wrap that nonsense and read Chris, who is a member, question, and we're going to move on. Are you set to do the tap return time for reverb? What? Okay, I think I remember. Chris, you sent me an email this week about having... I was talking about the other week about having the tap tempo or the tempo of the song set the reverb time. I believe... Let's go take a look at the console. I believe if you go in view, and if you go... I'm going to go on another layer here. If we go here, I believe in the effects rack, I can set my reverb time to be on a tap. Let me just look what we have in the effect rack. Okay, effect rack 1 is a reverb. We're going to try to set that up on a tap. So, where is that? Effects parameter. Blue plate, pre-delay size decay. Now I have decay on assigned to a knob. I believe if I tap that knob, the amount of time in between the tap will be the length of my decay. Let's try it out. I'm gonna go here. Effect here, and I'm gonna tap my no. It does tap. Okay, hold on. I got it. I'm gonna try to listen to the ambient music. I'm gonna go super quick. Is it doing anything? Why is it changing from... Okay. I can go really fast. But why did it change when I'm pushing on the decay? I try to listen to the music and tap it. It's not doing anything. Why did it change the tap? Because if I'm pressing down... If I'm pressing down on the knob, after some time it changed, right? I don't understand the function. I don't understand what's happening here. And if you guys can help me out, I'm pressing on the knob, it changed to 90. So can I have preset? Can I do 90 second? It just changed to 97. Why is it doing this? If I'm doing a really fast. Oh my God, I just discovered something. Okay, guys. I don't know if this is on purpose or not. This is totally not what I was expecting. Can I do this? No, okay. New discovery. I'm gonna try to, okay, I need to remember how to edit that clip from the live. I know it's really bad quality, but I'm gonna try to do a cut here. New video is gonna come out probably later today. Hi everybody, we are currently live on one of the Monday live stream that I'm doing every Monday at 1 o'clock. And I just discovered a crazy feature that I didn't know was even existing. Okay, here we have a reverb. If I want to have access to the decay time of that reverb, I tried something. Let me explain to you what I tried to do. I tried to have my reverb to be on a tap tempo, so I could tap my, every snare hit, tap the amount on that reverb. But I discovered something else. When you are here in a custom control and you set a knob, like I have right here, to be a function, like right now I have it set on decay. If I'm coming here on my physical custom control, and I want to play with that reverb. If I set that knob to be decay, I have the decay time happening here on the custom control, and using the jog wheel, I can adjust the decay time by holding it down. I'm holding it down, the function on the knob, and I can set it up with the jog wheel. The jog wheel is finally doing something. I cannot believe that I just discovered this. I cannot believe that no one ever talked about this. Or am I living under a rock? Okay, I want to try something else then. What other function could we do in the effect with that? I'm gonna guess all the diffusion. I'm gonna guess the diffusion if I'm doing this and I adjust. Yeah. So everything that you adjust, you can have access here on the per meter effect. Can, if you put it on a knob and play with it, it's gonna give you access to that that parameter with the jog wheel. This is crazy. This is crazy to me. What else? What else can we have? Sorry, Chris. Your comment is blocked because the second word that you said, but you basically said that the jug wheel is coming to life. Yes. Now I want to know what else can you have access to with that. Let's hold on. Let's try something else. I want to try other stuff. What else can we try? Effect meters, no. Channel input, no. Channel page. Can we play around with the gain? Or the threshold compressor on a single channel? Okay, can we do that? You hold me a beer? Yes, I definitely do. Okay, let's go here, bass. I want to set my dynamics. So can I have my... I'm gonna guess it's gonna be the threshold. Can I have my dynamic? No, it's just a view changer here. Okay, so that's not what I want to do. Is there any other parameter that we can have access to, the effects that we can have here? Fader start, no. Like, can I have a send on fader from a channel? No, channel page is not the one I want to do. Mute, insert is just mute, insert on, off. DCA, no. It's an effects parameter. Well, the effects parameter, basically you just have access to all the effects parameter. But is there anything else that we could set? Global page, other. In others, what do we have? No, nothing. GPIO, no. Fader start, no. That's the MIDI stuff, no. I don't know. Okay, maybe not for now. But the jog wheel has come to life. I want to check out something else also for the delay. Hold on. Let's go back into effects parameter. I have a stereo delay. I have time here. If I'm holding it down, can I? Yes. Okay. Let's go into the effect here. My full rack is there. I got my knob set as a tap tempo. But let's say it's not working the way I want it to. Even if I tap, you know, you can see that the time is changing. Let's say that I want to be really precise, or let's say that I want to change that to a snap. With the jog wheel, I can adjust the delay by holding down the button. But that gives you access to everything. I can have my, you know, my time, and under that I can, well, actually we're gonna set it up. Under that I can have my effects parameter. I want on that delay. I want the repeat. How's it called? The repeat. The feed. Is it the feed? I can have my tap tempo, and under that, yes, I can do it. Okay. I have a tap tempo. I can change that. The second knob under it could be my feed time. So if I'm pressing it down and I'm turning this, I can have my feed time. So that means on a show, I can just be here setting up my tempo, and let's say that I want my vocal to just loop, you know, like wah, wah, wah. I can just come here, set my feed time to maybe 100. It's too much, but I can set it up. I can play around with it here with the wheel. I don't have to go into my effect, come here, play with the knob, because sometimes, you know, on the show you just like do this. Actually, the man that we should ask that question or should ask about just joined the chat. Everybody, please say welcome to the wonderful, amazing, good software developer Patrick Mayo. If you guys have a wing and want to expand a little more on what you do with your console, you want to have some cool external software to do control, to work with Reaper, go visit Patrick's website, x32ram.com, x32ram.com. He got some really cool software. But Now with the shameless or the free advertisement that we have, I need to ask Patrick, did you know, or have you worked on something that I didn't realize and it was implemented that I didn't realize about? Patrick. Okay, sorry, I try to catch up my brain around what's happening here. The jug wheel is alive. I didn't know, maybe you did, that if you set a custom control parameter like we have here. Sorry. Gonna do this. Gonna come up here. If you have custom control, like the time, like the feed, if you have them on your custom control, you hold it down and you can adjust it with the wheel. Same for, well, I believe everything in the effects parameter that you can assign here. Like I can play with the jug wheel and move my time. I can set my feed time, my feed percentage with the wheel. I don't remember having that before or working ever. Actually, we just found a purpose to that. I never seen that before. Please tell me that it was there all along and I just never realized it. I remember using this function key plus wheel sometime back, but didn't really pay attention to this. To me, it's a game changer because now I can have really quick access to a lot of parameters in my effect. Like, again, like we have here on a delay, I can set the feed time and I can have a tap tempo and I can set the feed time or the amount of reverb decay or the reverb decay of everything with just a wheel. I don't have to go through every single page and move it. I can just go one knob click, and using the wheel for this. So to me, this is a brand new thing. Definitely gonna change the way that I mix with the wing. It will give me more control, more physical control over what I can do. There are some other times, There are some other times when you can use the wheel, and even times where the wheel is disabled because it can be used in priority for USB example or SD card. Okay, like on when you are on the SD card here, you can use it to scroll, I believe, if you have the wheel. Okay, definitely need to know what you can do with the wheel on the wing software, because here I know you can use it, but other than that, other than scrolling with the wheel, I thought it was pretty much useless or mostly for DAW use only, not parameter access or parameter quick access. Definitely gonna do a video with that, but okay. Well, I didn't know. I just discovered this as we speak, because I tried to. And Patrick, maybe you can tell us if it's possible or not to have a tap tempo available on a reverb or something like that, or if this is something that can be implemented for the future. I believe because it's software based, it could be implemented for the future. Yeah, I really like the fact that you imply here know and discovered, because I just discovered this and I believe no one ever spoke about this. So maybe it was there all along and no one ever verbalized it. Is it in the firmware update somewhere? I don't know. The wheel seems to be really fine adjustment, Chris. When I'm moving it around here, let me get back to you guys. Hold on, console view. We're gonna go into the delay here. If I'm pressing down on the feed knob, it's really like I don't have any problem to go from 47 to 46, and I'm looking at the screen, not even the. It's really fine. You don't need to be really precise. But definitely need to experiment with that. Definitely gonna have some stuff on my show now from this, because with the 16 parameter that you have, the 16 knobs that you can press, you can probably do a lot on that. Plus the 4 rotary encoder. Yeah, really nice. Okay. Wow. Okay. I'm learning every day. Okay. Again, let me read what's going on in the chat. Okay, the tap tempo. Let me explain my ID, Patrick, and tell me if it's been worked on or it's working and I just don't know how to do it. I would like to have a tap tempo, a global tap tempo, eventually, that can set everything on the console itself to be in time with the song. So reverb length and tap tempo. Like if I can have the option to have, my reverb to be the length of every snare hit on a power ballad rock song. You want your snare to, hit the reverb and die before the next hit. So do you want to be double time or the length of, 4 bar with a tap tempo? That will be fun. Now I need to set it manually. If it's possible to get it with a tap or a global tap. Hey, Chris. We're really good. Mr. Chris White, we're really good. Thank you very much for joining. And if you just jump in, go back a couple minutes. We discovered that the jug wheel is doing something finally today. But okay, Patrick, what I was saying is, tell me if you know the answer to this one. Can we do that? Do you think it's it? I believe it's easy to do, but I don't know if it's gonna happen or not. You have a program that can do that. Even Soundbase works to do in the wing. Oh, I need to work more with your software, honestly. Hello, Hedman. Number 1 fan of the channel. Always here, always late to the live stream. Just kidding with you. Welcome back, my friend. Tap tempo on user control is fine, but tap tempo that will determine the length of reverb, not delay. This is something that I would like to have control over, so I can, tap a song, and eventually I would like to have that tap over over sound. Like if we have a click track on the console, I could have all my effects adjust to the length of that. This is a feature that is not needed, but would be fun. I just don't know how much of interest that kind of stuff is from Music Tribe to implement into the console. Not a lot of people will request that. This is a really advanced feature or a advanced way of thinking your mix when you want to play around with the length of your reverb from a click track. Let's face it, the wing is headed to the amateur up to a reasonably professional band target, for this. When you are touring arena, maybe you want to have a wing, but chances are you're probably going to have something that is more expensive, more professional, more physically reliable when you are doing like 50 or 100 show in a year on the road. I don't want to say that the wing is not reliable, but I don't think in the design that it can. I don't think in the design what they had in mind was to survive, being in a truck a year long on the road, getting bumps all the time. I believe this is the kind of console that is made to be a personal console from a sound engineer, even that you leave at a venue or you're carrying around with you, but not being beat up on the road most of the time. So The kind of feature that I'm asking here is advanced thinking for sound engineer. If you guys had that idea and want to do that, sure, more than welcome, but not a lot of people will bother. This is basically what I want to say. Oh, you're on vacation, Herman. Enjoy the beach. Enjoy the beach. Have one drink, and it will be fine. I'm gonna keep drinking coffee. Okay, what's going on after that? Matt, hi. Thanks for turning me on to the Bayer Dynamics D71. Love it. Oh, great. You love it. I'm a huge fan of my microphone. I'm lucky enough that I was one of the first guy to experiment with it, not in beta testing, but the public, being available to public. I was one of the first guys to bought it. My microphone has a really low serial number on it. I think it's like below 100. So one of the first few D71C from Bayer, and I love it. A lot of people were not getting it at first because they thought it was a direct replacement for the Beta 91, which I'm not against, honestly. The Beta 91 doing its job fine, but I believe if I have only one mic, the D71 would be my option. Definitely. Okay, Patrick said, I don't know if I read it or verbalize it. There is no global tempo in the wing. I don't know how hard that would be to implement, if it's in the option or not. I honestly believe that I don't know what's going on in the back. I don't know what's going on in the back at Music Drive, but I believe they're working on show control right now. So maybe that's part of the show control. Maybe some people would like to have a global tap for multiple effect rack, but I'm gonna guess they're working more on the scene recall and snippet and stuff like that. And the brilliant mind over at Music Drive probably gonna surprise us again with some really interesting and innovative way to have more control over our show and recall stuff in the future. Does tap tempo work with reverb now? No. This is what I tried to do. Let me do it again for the people who just join in. It's really interesting. What I have right now, I'm gonna set it up like this. Hold on. Console view, so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna come here on my second page. I was playing around with the effect, parameter effect. Let's go back to my plate here, and I said I want to have my decay to be set by a knob. So right now I have my decay on my physical knob here. I tried to tap it and nothing was out. Oh, this is damping. I want decay. I tried to tap it and I'm gonna come here and show you the effect here. I tried to tap it and it doesn't do anything. I said, hey, is it a tap tempo? But somehow it moved. And I was like, oh, why is it doing this? It's because I realized that I accidentally hit the wheel while I was tapping the knob. So I just discovered that if you set a perimeter control on the custom control, you hold it down, the perimeter is going to light up on your screen here, and you can play around with the jog wheel. I'm amazed. I didn't know that. Okay. Show control is going to happen soon, I believe. I don't know when, but I believe it's in the work as we speak, and I hope it's going to be good when it's ready, and wait for it to be ready. Chris Greco, hey, thank you very much. Gotta jump, guys. Peace out. Always a pleasure to have you around, Chris. Thank you very much for being a new member of the channel, and have a good day, my friend. Hope to see you next week. For everybody else, what you guys want to talk about, I know Matt just spoke about the D71C, which is one of my favorite microphones from Beyerdynamic. That and the small drum clips, the D57 and D58. Really cool mic. I love them. Really huge fan of the Beyerdynamic stuff. Especially, I'm using a lot my 160, my M160 recently, and I cannot believe that I've lived so. I done 15 years without one, and it was a mistake. I should have scraped the around $800 to buy that mic for a guitar. It makes every guitar sound good. It makes every guitar amp sound really, really good. Huge Beyerdynamic fan here. Also, huge Beyerdynamic fan when it comes to headphone. Those are the 770 Pro 80 ohm. 770 Pro 80 ohms headphone. Sound really good. Really comfortable even for hour, because we've been going on this live stream for almost an hour and a half. And I don't feel, head pressure or anything. They just really feel comfortable. A little bit warm, but I believe that is to be expected from these headphones. Or any kind of headphone. The M160 and the M88 Thunderhouse. The M88, I didn't experiment with it enough. Back when I was with an artist, or back when one of my artists had to deal with Beyerdynamic, we tried out the M88 on some stuff, but I didn't really know what to do with it. And I know it's really good in the bass drum as a kick mic, out kick mic. Really cool mic on some vocal. I did try it a couple times, but overall, I had better option to do the same thing and less fragile, because I broke one of the M88 we had on demo. Don't tell anyone, but I broke one. No, actually, they know. But I broke one. Maybe it was dropped by somebody from the local crew. Didn't tell me. In between two gigs, actually, it was working one day, and the gig after, we tried to use it and didn't sound at all good. Sounded really dull and had no volume at all, so the capsule inside broke. I don't know why. I don't know what happened with that. Who knows? Okay. Well, actually, it's been an hour and a half. Okay. Whoa, what's going on there, man? I'm worried about the master fader on your table. Are you using them to hold your cup? What do you mean, the master fader? These? They're not holding my cup. My console, okay. You guys probably don't see this, but my console is straight. It's not at an angle. In my case, the console is sitting flat. So my coffee mug doesn't rest against the fader. If I were to move it close to the fader, it will be like this. But there is no, it's not gonna, it's not leaning, it's not coming this way. When I put it just like here, it's just then, it's a flat table. Don't worry about that, please. I'm gonna guess we're talking about the M88 here. When Thunderhouse say they have poor handling noise, I like them on drums, percussion, and horns. I never tried them on horns. I would love to. Actually, I need to do a demo on the TG51 that replacing the TG50. Really cool microphone that Beyer did for a couple of years. Sorry, I'm reading Patrick's comments. Okay, I need to work out more on the Beyer stuff eventually. Let's see what the future is. Let's see what the future has coming up my way. But I will try to work a little bit more on reviewing the Beyer stuff, even if they don't provide me anything new. I think I have enough stuff from them that has been beat up for 10 years on the road almost, or I think 8 year on the road. I have some microphone, some of the TG clip that have been with me and did a couple hundred show on the road and are beat up, scratch and everything, but they still work good and still sound good. So maybe I should do a review like of 10 year after buying a microphone. How does it look? How does it sound? Maybe I should do that. And I think I have a brand new one somewhere. So maybe I could do a brand new a microphone that was hidden in the closet for 10 years versus one that was in the sun, the rain, the moisture for 10 years. See how they compare. That could be an interesting video. This is something that I would like to watch. So maybe I can do it with you. And yes, Patrick, you told me this is a bad habit to put my coffee cup on a console. Yeah, maybe I should screw down a cup holder to the case, but it's not really practical when it comes time to move it around. Okay, well, guys, it's been an hour and a half. I have some stuff that I need to take care of right now. I need to work on my upcoming week of show. Really slow week for me coming up. I only have 3 gigs in 7 days. Actually, 1 tomorrow, 1 on Wednesday, a day off, 1 Friday, 2 day off. We'll see what happens with that. But I need to work on these. I need to prep these gigs and work into the rental and stuff like that. It's part of being a sound engineer and a freelance worker like me. I need to take care of my stuff and make my client happy. Okay, seriously, on that note, guys, please, if you are still here with me and didn't like the video, give this video a thumbs up. That's helping me a lot to grow the channel. If you want to support me in what I do, think about becoming a member or a super member. I cannot thank enough all the people who showed up today. Thank you so very much for being here with me. Guys, until the next one, I want you please to take care of yourself. And I will see you guys really soon. Peace.